Alrighty. Um, Heads up warning, my mic may be a little bit quieter today because I have to have my entire setup in a very bizarre situation. So, here's where we are. Rawr. Hello, hello, hello. And this is what we're doing today. We are painting up a nice little nid. Well, I guess by painting up a nice little nid, you all are going to be painting up a nice little nid. But I just wanted to show off things because this one's already finished. Oh, you have no idea how annoying it was to set up everything. Like, there's still a chance that things have to get moved around and wang jang a little bit. But yes, hello, we're doing artwork today of a different sort, and I can zoom out. You can see everything. That shouldn't be popping up. Get moistened. We'll see if I can even use you. If that doesn't absorb that, then that's useless to me. Oh, you know, okay, good. The audio is set up. Sweet. Yeah, I was honestly more worried that the visuals are going to be a little bit weird. But yeah. Oh, hi. No, we're showing you off in a moment. Get out of here. Get out of here, girl. So yeah. I have been on a painting kick. I've been painting up a lot of miniatures. This is where a lot of my art energy is kind of gone. But this is like what I do to relax. So kind of a given. Kind of makes some sense when you think about it. Oh look, a Pokemons. Oh, it's a Snom. Hi, Storm. So yes, we're gonna start off with showing off some of the things that I finished over the last like week. All right. Just to get people kind of an idea of what's gonna happen, of what we're doing here, because we do a lot of things here. So the basics of this army that I have, I have to adjust the manual focus a lot because autofocus, it's kind of okay. Yeah, we'll run with autofocus. Let me know if it gets out of focus, please and thank you. But yeah, so the general idea of my army here is that I just do whatever the fuck I feel like. And it's supported in lore too, so it's fine. So I hit a lot of these with just airbrushes of various different colors and then went over and added other details to make them stand out, like different colors on the armor plating, the red weapon, you know, all of the black inner bits and such, like the black tongue. I don't really know why that's on the base because we're going to be swapping stuffs out. And these are the only finished ones I have so far. When I say that we can do just about anything that we want, I really do mean it. Like this is such a bizarre fucking color change that I managed on this. Especially right there. I'm actually really fucking proud of that. Where it's like, as you pivot that around, and the purple pink shows up. But all of the armor and the weapon is actually... Oh, I have that? Hold on, I should have that. I thought I grabbed that one. Oh, I did. The armor and the weapon, the chitinous armor on the plate and on the back and the weapon, are not painted with paint. They are painted with interference. Yeah, Technicolor Tyranids, let's go. But yeah, this is interference paint, as you see the little swash there, how it's blue on the stripes. This isn't pigment, this is not blue in a different sense. It's really cool. So it's not coloring it, it's just bouncing the blue specifically. It's awesome. Yeah, exactly. When you don't need to be camo, you can just be as bright as you freaking want. So yep. Oh, and I'm just gonna... Oh yeah. I'm still stupidly proud of that effect. We have to have some more dull ones just to stand out. But I went over the whole thing with a red-black wash on the bottom. The red didn't really show through too much, but it does show through fine when I think because I left the red in the fleshy bits. But I needed some cooler colored ones. Skin experiments, you can tell what I mean when I say that everything is on the table. Everything is on the table when I say I can make this anything I want. Here, I'm showing you last. It's like a nice sunburst. Wait, is that interference in thin film? Yep, that was in fact thin film interference. Well, the same idea of thin film interference. It's not strictly the exact same, but we're splitting hairs at that point. But yeah, thin film interference. 1 second. I have to adjust where my chat is on my screen. Oh yeah. No, I actually need to pick up a couple of other ones. They have like 4 colors. This one is interference blue, but they have a red, a yellow, and another one. I forgot what. But you could actually make a paint palette out of interferences because they have red, blue, and yellow. I don't know how it'll work exactly, but I want to pick those up and try some experiments. So, but yeah, sunburst. I mean, what is it? Does this even say it's for model painting? Like, it doesn't say it's intended for it whatsoever. Yeah, this is really intended for more fine arts, to my understanding, but like everything is on the table for model painting. Everything is on the table. I have seen people do entire models with watercolor paints because they wanted it to be a like a very specific look that they could manage with watercolor paints, but not with acrylics without a lot of work. So it's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna use like watercolors then. But yeah, I'm not super happy with this one, but it was more so a challenge of trying to get this half to match this half because this one was so stark on the 2 different sides. So it's like the blue I did on the armor over here, I did as like a shadow thing on the flesh down here. I had the green like object source lighting almost from the front that wrapped on. Not super happy with it, but I mean, yeah, I had to balance out the 2 halves. So this one was more of a challenge piece. Speaking of challenge piece, I went for a Borderlands type of vibe. I only realized I didn't do any cell shading after I finished all of the black lining. And I was a little bit upset at myself for not doing cell shading before I did the black lining. But there we go. We got kind of a Borderlands-y look type of thing going on. Like I said, these are all like challenges and just shenanigans and me playing around. I've been painting for a very long time. So I'm gonna zoom out real quick because I want to point out this is also available that we could paint if we want to. This is a Screamer Killer. It's actually the only one that I have, so it makes it unique. But she is painted entirely with an airbrush and rainbow colored. However, it doesn't show very well on the camera, and I'm so sorry, or else I would go grab the ultraviolet light. I can grab the ultraviolet light if we really want to, but this is all fluorescent. Every color I used on this girl is fluorescent. So she glows rainbow under a black light. Very brightly, actually. I showed it to someone who wasn't expecting it and said that they got flashbanged. So we can go at this and give it a lot of like extra flourishes. I don't know, like we can do all the armor with the interference blue. We can do edge highlighting in white to really make it stand out or something. I don't know, but this is on the table if we're feeling it. If we're feeling like we want to try something really silly. Oop, put you down for a moment. RGB Gamer Tyranids. Yeah, of course. And I actually have the rest of the ones that we worked on the last stream. So I think these are the ones we worked on the last stream. I don't know, but there are a bunch of more that I have available that I've airbrushed stuffs onto. So we have again, this one's a bit more of a challenge one because it is 3 different colors and we did purple in the front and back here and then green and orange. So this one is very much a challenge, but I love that transition on this half. This one, I actually have started on a little bit with a little bit of the interference blue, but I'm not super keen on it, so I kind of am willing to paint over it. I think this one might look kind of cool with really black panels and then maybe like edging them with red or something like that. Could be fun. Could be fun. Whoop. I don't know what happened to the foot here. That's got like a little bit of orange on it. Huh. Weird. I must have brushed it with a little bit of something. But yeah, this one has like a little tiny bit of edge highlighting done to it just to kind of experiment, but for the most part, super nothing done to it. We have another one where it's just kind of a fun transition. I think we can lean into the colors a lot with this one. This one has a lot of potential to be really, really fun, but I would have to be careful to make it not like, oh yeah, we're going to make the top of this orange because it's already so bright, because it hit the arm and the gun too. So it's like, this is really implying to be a light effect. So you want to do something that is a wash on all of this so that it looks like they're still lit from above, but still being colored underneath the harsh lighting. So, and like over here is the same story. So this one is, we hit it with a bunch of washes and try to make it work with that, or contrast colors or things like of that nature, because we want all of this to shine through still. And this one only got so far as to do the back armor and some edge highlighting on it. Although I think we went in on the teeth here. Second. Yeah, we did actually hit the teeth on this. I remember doing this one on stream before. So we have her too. And in case we're really feeling like a whole new thing, I actually have two that are just primed. Was this wild and varied? They are. I have been digging through the weeds on Space Marine stuffs. They get wild, like for color patterns and such. And there are so many that have so many different aesthetics to them. But these two are actually 3D printed. Because I've got my 3D printer stuffs up and running again, and they're from two different makers entirely, but they have very different looks to them. Like they have all this one has all of the big crests on it, like on the arm as well. The chest is far more, like has far more indentations on it. Like these, one second. Do I have one that really shows this off well? Kind of with that one. But you see in there on the chest, it's very shallow on the ribcage. This one is super deep, so washes will hit this one really well. And of course, there's so many intricate little details. So like this one needs a wash. I think that if we hit this with like a red wash on the whole thing before we actually paint it, it could be really cool. And this one, so I actually have a very particular plan with this gal. I think this one needs to be burning from the inside out, like intentionally so, because I cut off the tail and I used hot glue to make a like lava drip. There is a little bit of battle damage on the chest, which again, a lava drip, we're gonna have that effect. Part of the face I actually broke off, and I put a bunch of holes in the head. I want this one to be a, like, basically, like, magma colored. And so we'd hit a lot of the recesses with a really bright yellow, and then slowly turn it into a red as we go up. And then on high points, we hit it with black to make it like the hard outer crust. So if we go with this one, we're doing a very particular effect. So, I don't know if anyone has any thoughts or preferences, but I am all ears. So, like, we can go through, we can finish off any of these. The random errant hair. Yeah, we can finish off any of these. We can start on two brand new ones, or we can try and get her done. Also, that's not soaking up at all, so this is dead to me. That was supposed to be a wet palette because it's quite warm underneath all these lights, but we're not. We're not doing that. So we're bringing out the regular palette. Boom. Like, I think starting something new would be kind of cool, just because I'm gonna be real, I'm kind of itching to try and paint these up, because I have 3D printed so many of these. just because I want genetic diversity in the army. I mean, yeah, Marines can have some pretty well colors, sure, but it doesn't really make sense. The whole army is more of the same well colors. I mean, no, you're right, Storm. You're right. Howdy, Goop. The only thing that's stopping me from just grabbing a paintbrush and starting on this one is I have 5 that are partially done, and that slightly bothers me. Also, wait. 2, 4, 6, 7. I need 10 of those. So actually, if I want to field them, I need 3 more of them. So, I mean, logically, I think I'm talking myself into these ones. Hold on a second. My hand hit something here, and it felt like something, like, snapped. The downside of these is that they feel very fragile by comparison. I'm going to be doing some slightly different 3D printing methods on them in the future. All right. I see you here. I think I kind of want to start with this one just to get something done. And we started that on the last stream. I actually have 2 new paints that I haven't tried yet. So we might try and fit in maybe this blue. I think this blue would be kind of fun. But where and how? Because we already have the blue on the back of the armor. Battle plans. Yeah, because we already have the blue on the armor. Move this up a little bit so my hands can be a bit more comfortable. I suppose I could mix this with black and make the skin tone kind of black blue colored, kind of like I did with the purple on this gal. And by the way, all Tyranids are female, and I accept no arguments otherwise. It's a race of bugs. Like, if you ever see a bug in the wild and they're a big hive mind, they're all females. That's just how it works. Sure, it's sci-fi future stuff, so they don't have to make sense. Yeah, but it's way more fun to say you got eaten by a swarm of ladies. Like, that's infinitely more entertaining. Okay, yeah, we do have to move the camera around a little bit. Whoop. All right. Get a little bit of painting started. That is so much color in the background. Like, that is so much going on in the background. The ladybug. Oh yeah, I got my ladybugs. What's really funny was I was playing a game against my cousin, and I was poking fun at him, right? Because whenever he would refer to any of my Tyranids, he would say he, because that's just instinctive. And he played Space Marines. All Space Marines are male. So it's like, okay, I get it. But to poke fun at him, I was like, hey. It's she, please, and she is gonna eat your face off? Like, I was constantly like correcting him, being like, you know, just being over the top dramatic about the gender corrections on my inanimate bug models. And it got to the point where, you know, he's getting a little bit annoyed at me, jovially, of course, and was basically going like, no, I'm gonna keep calling him he because I'm gonna see them all dead anyways. It doesn't matter. And I was like, hey now, I just want to be clear. You're the problem here. Okay. Not me. You are. So I need to have you to stop being such a problem. Thank you. Like, making it a whole fucking issue. That being said, I can maybe match it with Chaos Marines individually customize armor. Even the maybe is doing some heavy lifting there. I mean, Alpha Legion. If you go with anything, Alpha Legion would make sense for that, wouldn't it? Okay, that focus seems a little off to me. 1 second. Oh wait. Oh, is Puppy Camo Studio and OBS Studios a Switch profile? Ah, for fuck's sakes. Apparently, my camera is only picking up 1080p, not 4K, so this could have been in 4K, but I would need to close OBS, which means I have to restart stream. Well, that's a fucking shame. Okay, manual focus. Yeah, let's try that out. So we mix up these two colors, the blue and the black that I have. Try not to get all of it up into the furl. Okay, so our plan is to take this color and hit any of the raised areas. So, like right around here. We aren't doing edge highlighting so much. That was a little bit gloopy on that. I don't think that is blue enough. Yeah, I'm seeing that dry before my eyes, and that is completely unnoticeable. So we are going to add a bit more blue into this. No, Storm, you actually reminded me. There's a scene in the Night Lord's Omnibus. This is going to be a very nerdy episode or stream, just telling everybody right now, anyone who's not super interested in Warhammer, that's fine. You can just sit along and be like, man, this fucking universe is stupid, and I'll agree with you, damn it. This universe is stupid as hell. But no, there's a scene in the Night Lord's Omnibus where the basically big old chaos gods are trying to convince the main character to join them. And so one of them, they showed him in front of his own armor, but it was all unpainted. Well, it wasn't really unpainted. It was painted like all the people he stole the armor from. Because the Night Lords are just poor little thieves. They're so fucking stupid. I love them. But yeah, it went through and it detailed like, oh yeah, this pauldron I took from this company, and this arm I took from this company, and yep, the helmet is from that company. Good memories from when I killed all those Space Marines. So I could easily see a world where they're like, I don't care about the heraldry of my colors, I just want the armor, I'm not even gonna repaint them, why am I bothering? Yeah, I think we're gonna have to go with the autofocus and take a little bit of a hit on the general range. But yeah, that blue is showing a lot more. I don't think I'm going to do so on the weapon, just because I like making the weapon feel a little bit more distinct. Because while the weapon is supposed to be on, like, it is literally bonded to the warrior here, it is still technically a separate organism. So it's like, all right, they have some similarities, but they're not exact same thing. That's my general vibe I like to do. Yeah, so this won't be super visible, right? This is intentional at this stage. Focus, focus, work with me. Focus, focus, focus. Does that seem blurry to anybody else? That feels a little bit blurry to me. That is super annoying. Like, hold on. I'm gonna turn off autofocus. And I'm going to adjust this and see if it looks crisper. Yeah, that feels crisper to me. Wow, that autofocus is a little bit annoying. Wait. No. No. Stop that. Oh my god. No. Manual focus. What is this other window for? I hate this. Yeah. Blank. I don't care. I don't need to see all of the fucking... Wait a sec. I can pause feed? Does that let me change the... Nope, it doesn't let me change the stuff. So, okay, fine then. Okay, I hit that button to make that stuff go away. But yeah, that is super annoying because I want the autofocus because I move it around a little bit and depth of field. But yeah, no. Anyways, what I was saying. So yeah, this side, you can see it's a little bit blue, but overall it's still really dark. But over here, it looks like it, where there isn't any of the blue yet, it looks so flat. So that is our plan right now. Get a little bit more paint on the brush. And we do the same on this side. Just hitting raised areas where light would naturally catch. Because the idea we're trying to sell here is that they are actually colored blue. Like, in reality, she is blue. She is not, she doesn't have super black body like this. It is actually just blue, but it's very dark. So only when the light catches it just right does it show the proper blue color. And this is a way you get that effect. Also, this is a great way to add a little bit of color while also letting your primer do a lot of the shading for you. Because when you have somewhere vicinity of like 90 models to paint for this army, you have a you kind of want to save a little bit of time here or there. And not every single one of these has to be super unique. I am absolutely willing to make some of them be like the same as other ones, or at least the same idea as other ones. Brush is getting a little bit dry. Dip it in the water, dip it in the paint, continue on. This is going to be a unique challenge because I'm underneath a good number of lights. I need to actually move the light over there because that is not hitting this very well. And it's actually making it a little bit harder for me to see what I'm doing. I need my lights to work with me, not against me. Okay, well that just takes a moment to dry. Gonna rinse off the brush. And this, your light. I'm now a little bit trapped in here, I'm gonna be honest. Like that. Oh yeah, that helps me out a lot. I don't know if it quite shows up as well in the camera, but that's fine, because I just needed it for me. So now that that's got a moment to dry, we are going to take the straight color from this bottle. We're gonna move this in the back a little bit, because I think it's more interesting if you can see do paint palette stuffs. We get just a little bit of this blue. We want it to be a little bit thin. Maybe not quite that thin. And now we can just hit this with the straight blue. That is too much paint in the brush. But we want to hit it basically in the exact same spots, but lesser so. Because this is supposed to be more of a general highlight. Go catch that Jangmo Wo-Oh. Congrats on that Jangmo Wo-Oh. See, if you spawn one in, it's never one that you can catch. Just naturally, though, it's always ones that you can catch, Marcus. That's amazing. Yep. So, okay. Notice, up here, it looks like I hit that whole spot with the blue, right? With the lighter blue. It looks so bright. But if I move it over here, and we hit it with just the other light, you'll notice a very clear separation of really bright and not nearly as bright. Because that's the only spot I hit with the lighter blue. But it causes a visual effect where it looks like it blends in really smoothly. Howdy Nova, hope that you're well. Anyone here still plays Pokemon Go? I rarely play Pokemon Go. I have it downloaded just in case there's like, oh, here's a shiny event that I kind of want to go see. Or, man, I really need an excuse to go take a walk. Sure, I'll load up Pokemon Go, so at least I have an excuse for it. But I don't really like their business practices very much. So, generally, I don't really engage with it very much at all. But yeah, why do you ask? Oh, that's too much paint on brush. I want to just hit the edges of the tail here. Then you can kind of bring this up a little bit. Ah, see, I'm off screen. It's really easy to go off screen when my operational space is like about 2 inches squared. Yeah, like I love the idea of Pokemon Go right now of like, it's a great excuse to like go outside. As stupid as that is to say, but like it is an incentive to like go outside, go for a walk or go do something, you know? All right, so I think I like that blue. Now we, like, this is now a little bit too flat. Man, that, like, depth of field is super fucking annoying right now. Hold on. If we move to this one, whoa. Well, how's this one look? Ooh, real bad. Okay, can't do that. Yo, what's up? This one I don't think can actually do the focus that we need. Yeah, this one would want me to be... yeah, it's way the fuck over there. So we can't quite do that. Okay, then we're going back to the wide 1.0. Zoom. Manus Raid! Alright. Anyways, gave that enough time to dry as well. So I'm thinking we go at the edges of this. So like the little spike here, it's got these little like pointy outy bits. We hit the edges of the armor. We do edge lighting with, where is this? A really bright pink. Now, this is actually a more pastel pink than what's there, so I may have to go get my fluorescent pink, which is what this is. So that way it at least kind of matches, and it'll make that feel like it is like part of a transition going in or something, which I say that and I talk myself into it. But that means I have to get out of my space here, and hold on one second. I'm actually gonna flip this. I'm gonna set this camera at ultra wide. Nah, it's not worth trying to set it back up again. All right, I'm gonna try and back up and go get my fluorescent pink for this. And probably a handful of other paints, just so I have paints available. Because you've seen how colorful these get. Ah, I hit that light. See? I knew I did something. Join the riot!
Andros has again invaded the Lilat system. General Pepper has turned to a new Star Fox team, headed by Fox McCloud, to save Cornell and clear the Lilat system once again.
It's just cradling two melons. Like, come on. Okay. Now I need to get back into position without hitting absolutely everything on the way in. A little bit. There we go. Okay. Hopefully I'm in some position. Now then. Boom, got it. AK Interactive Fluorescent Magenta. This is one of the best fucking magentas out there on the market, full stop. It's amazing. Warning, Alpha Legion, yeah, these are the kind of guys pick this little Gristly Rainbow for a couple of missions just to mess with their opponents. Yep. For context, for people who don't know anything about Warhammer lore, don't worry. That just makes you a sane person. The Alpha Legion, their whole MO, whole battle plan, whole reason for existence is espionage. And they are like secrets within secrets, and they are like super sneaky, but they disguise themselves as everybody else. And they will literally disguise themselves as like the person they're talking to sometimes. It's really fucking bizarre. Boop, 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 boop. So yeah, Warhammer lore is really stupid, and I love it for that. Anyone who takes Warhammer lore seriously is a fool. But I mean, they're allowed to enjoy it, but like... Woof. I love it. I love how stupid it all is. How over the top it all is. Oh, wow! Congrats, everybody lived on the Mantis Raid. Alrighty, so... we have to hit just the edges. This. I messed up a lot on that spot. But autofocus. Oh no, wait, that's right. I don't have autofocus on right now. There's the autofocus. Yeah, I messed up a lot there. I brought it all the way up the thing. To quote the wiki, I'm Alfarius. Common greeting of all Alfarius Legion stars when greeting outsiders. Yep. Yep. Long story short, their Primarch is actually a twin. Primarch is like the big leader of the whole Legion, right? Just context. Their Primarch is a twin. Secretly is a twin. No one knew they were a twin. So it's Alfarius and Omegon. And when Alfarius found Omegon, Alfarius went, yo, let's switch places. And so they actually did. And so they discovered Omegon, but it was actually Alfarius, while their buddy Alfarius, who's with them in discovering Omegon, was actually Omegon the whole time, not Alfarius, who they thought it was. And they like, and it doesn't seem like there's a fucking reason for this. Like, I don't know why they did this. I didn't read that book, but like, why? Yep, the Warhammer universe is so campy. It's so amazing for it. Yeah, edge highlighting. All of this up here is basically edge highlighted anyway, so we don't have to care so much. I think the answer, like many things Alpha Legion does, seems to be just to mess with people. Yep. Like, it's not even certain if they are the good guys or the bad guys. Which is really stupid, because they are Chaos Space Marine Legion, and they have actively killed a lot of totally innocent people. But when they went to turn traitor, they were approached. I'm gonna move this light a little bit, so that way my hand stops getting in the way. That's what I'm saying. Like, the fans who take it too seriously, who will be like really upset when someone says, oh yeah, it's really campy and stupid. And like, no, it's not, it's super serious. And it's like, you can get a serious story out of a campy universe. That's fine. That is totally fine. Like the book series I was talking about earlier with the Night Lords, there are people who like are military vets and actually read through that, and it helped them deal with a lot of concepts that they had been going through. Like, genuinely, there could be a lot of good stuff that come out of a really campy universe. But it's like, it's a campy fucking universe, and there's a lot of really campy fucking stories. Anyways, yeah, we don't know if they're even loyalists or traitors, because their Primarch was approached by a group like able to see the future and such, and went, yo bitch, everything is gonna like implode and be awful. And it's all gonna be because chaos exists, like basically the demons. The only way to stop them from ever existing is to to basically join the Traitor Legion and kill all of humanity, because otherwise this is just not gonna end bad. Like, this is not gonna end well for anybody. And or you can stick with your big dad and be like, yo, I'm gonna still be a good guy, fight against all of these things, but then your whole everything is gonna fucking die a slow, painful death. Like, the whole empire will die a slow, painful death or something. And he went, all right, yeah, no, that actually, yeah, I'm gonna side with my dad, because that sounds like a fuck. Look. God, he was like, I'm gonna side with my dad because I don't like you, but then he still like went traitor. So we don't know if he was just lying to them, or because, you know, the whole Alpha Legion thing. But they're also the Alpha Legion, where it's plans and plans and plans and plans. I don't think this edge highlighting is really doing much. Gonna be real. 40k mostly takes itself seriously, but absolutely does not expect the same for its audience, and it's great. Yep. The best thing with a campy universe that you could ever have, and I mean this from full chest, everyone in the universe, totally serious. Like, everyone in the universe takes all the stuffs in their universe totally seriously. But we can look at it from an outside point of view and be like, that is ridiculous, but everyone in there is having like a really serious time, so let's go. Yeah, like up here, the edge highlighting is barely doing anything. I think I'm just gonna hit the spikes and then see how we're feeling. That is way too goopy. That is still way too goopy. Fudge. Oh, it's a smoochon. Wow, that is... I am not edge highlighting that very well at all. Oh, that fan is drying out my paintbrush. I need to have the fan running or else it's going to get so unbearably hot in here. Yeah, so I think what we need to do instead of edge highlighting the points a bit more... Autofocus. Ugh. Autofocus is being such a pain. Like, I would have to balance this so weirdly. Okay, so I can do this, and I can like click to focus. Like, okay, focus on this part. Good enough. See how well that works. And does it follow that? No, it just focuses on that point in space. Whatever. Anyways, I think instead of... Take out the paintbrush to point. Instead of having... Like, we're bringing up the brightness of the edges, I think we have to push the shadows of the recesses a bit. So I am going to get a purple, and we are going to hit these recesses with a very light wash of a purple and just kind of give us a transition that way. Now, where is my purple ink? That's a dark blue. Might work. Alright. Ah, there it is. So, we are getting out a Violet ink. I have owned these since, like, I started painting, and I forgot about them on my art shelf. And I took them out, like, 3 days ago to use them for the first time. And this thing is fucking amazing. I have not used the purple. Actually, no, I did use the purple. I mixed the purple in with a black, and it did nothing. But that's because it was already so dark. But yep, We're gonna give this a shot. And we're gonna need to dilute that a little bit. Get a little bit of wildwood in. Because this is an ink, and inks are quite strong. Ooh, Violet Ink does sound like an indie movie. I could see that being a pretty good movie. So, see, that's a little bit too thick, but you notice it gets in the recesses of my wrinkles, of my skin texture. So we need to get just a little bit more water on that, because we want it to pull into recesses, but we want it to be, yeah, I like that a little bit more. Okay, so let's hope that I stay in focus as I look at the model instead of the camera view. A little bit more ink. And I actually want to shadow down here just a little bit, just to kind of give us evidence of this transition going up. It is so messy. See, Violet Ink could also be a detective film, because I was imagining, right, it's a detective film of a detective trying to find a killer who sends a letter to like a news station or whatever saying who their next target's going to be, but they write the letter in violet ink, and so people are like trying to find out like, oh, like where's this ink made or something, while they're trying to also, because that's like a clue to who this murderer is. But the name is also like a entendre for like violent. So it's like, oh yeah, look, it's such pretty calligraphy and they do this so beautifully, but they do such horrid fucking murders. That is very rough. God, actually take that movie concept and expand it a little bit and make it as a commentary on the people who watch too much true crime stuffs and get over infatuated with murderers and such. Okay, I think I need to dilute this more and turn this into like a glaze, and we're just glazing between this because that is not working currently. That is just too strong of an ink. It's an ink, it's supposed to be strong, but it's too strong for my purposes. And we have an ad that's coming up soon too. Yeah, so up here, it's still super opaque. A little bit like thinner, much thinner. I need it to be a little bit thinner than this right now. So we're adding in just a couple more drops. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. So we use this as a glaze. Why is my... Oh, why am I have? Okay, turned it off. Okay, and now you can kind of see no like glazing or anything. Actual work put into it. On the bottom side, it's not super visible. This tack is not tacking very well. Down here, it's not as much, so I'll probably go over it again in a moment once this glaze kind of dries. But let's other side real quick before that ad starts, and then I take a quick break. That is so much fluid already. I'm going to whisk up some of that, so I just dried off the brush a little bit. Okay, and we'll see kind of how that dries, because it's going to dry slightly different density. Heck yeah, Five Guys, buy one, get one free, and $20 and free delivery and $7. Oh my god. Rock on. You know, the only thing I ever get from Five Guys is the Cajun fries. Like, that's it. All right, ad is starting soon, so I am going to take an effort to try and get this to stick better while that dries a little bit. So, she sits there, stares at you judgingly. Good enough. Thought UV rays were called ultraviolet lights as a kid. That's adorable. Actually, hells yeah, large Cajun fries. Let's go.
Ad break time. Stop what you're
break.
doing. Subs get nothing.
I think I am going to get out a handful of colors, and people can kind of vote on what colors they want for the next model. I think I'm going to grab one of the white painted minis, and we'll just be like, all right, wash color, primary, secondary type of thing. Let me vote. Side. I don't know. I could literally just grab a mystery full, go with that. Actually, that sounds like way more fun. Like mystery handful, then let Chad. Let me pull up a randomizer. Or mark unread that message because I'm straight. Too much time to type out like that. We're just getting some random numbers. Okay, so let's just say 3.5. Yeah. One color. Color. let's have 3 colors for the... Interesting colors for base colors. Okay. I was like grabbing stuff and setting things aside. Oh, ad break's over. Oh my gosh. We're giving this glaze a little bit of time, all right. Main colors. You know, Five Guys Cajun fries aren't like really spicy, but they're very flavorful. That's what's really important with them. Pink for a main color. Okay, okay. It's pulling a lot of inks for main colors. Okay. Yeah, we'll roll other stuffs later as it becomes relevant. All right, let's get back to this. So I needed this a bunch, so let's see if that sticks any better. Oh yeah, no, they season it so strongly, it's awesome. All right, so let's see, what are we at with this? Focus. Like, it's definitely a little bit stronger on the right side than the left side. In person it is too, so we are going to hit this glaze again. It's kind of like wiggling the brush around as I'm going through this area. Just give it a little bit of natural variety, so to say. Like, I think I'm happy enough with this. It's like not super visible, honestly, but it feels less flat than it was, and that's really what I cared about. All right, so here's what we're going to do. She's the one getting painted next, all right? And the way that we're going to be doing this, not all that much. I randomized just out of the stack of like 30 some odd colors I have next to me. I have a lot more, but it's just what I grabbed. We are going to pick some colors together to use. Sounds like a good idea? Great. So, we randomized violet, purple, and fluorescent green to be the wash. Now, we could add in other colors for the wash if people really want to, but this is just what I have right now. And I'm going to ask, is there any, like, okay, what am I thinking of here? I am going to be doing a wash on this, which is to say we are going to be diluting one of these colors very strongly, and we are going to cover the entire thing with it. I don't know what we're going to do after that. So I just used a random number generator and just generated these 3 out of my stack here. And where is my whole thing? There's the whole thing. And I'm just gonna set that to 1 minute. I really don't care. We can get only 1 vote, and that's fine with me. I just kind of want to see what happens. And if we get 2, I'll mix them together. I don't care. Yeah, and I randomized 4 more colors for the next tone, so. Is violently yellow with that green as a wash? Lemon lime Tyranid? Oh, that'd be kind of fun. Oh, there's not a green, there's not the yellow in the next set for like main colors, but we're gonna wash this first before we go and do the next next stuffs. Yeah, I have no idea what we're gonna end up with for this, but it's gonna be something. Yeah, and this is already a speed paint, which is a type of, it's kind of like a wash. All right, green one, going green. So let's just do this wash then. Put you on your base. Ah, fell over. And do that a little bit. All right. So what we're going to need is this and water it down. Fluorescent, not shade of green. That's cartoon uranium. Oh my god. You're right though. You are so right though. Set up a lot. Okay. So, I don't know what we're gonna end up with for this. But that's why we do random stuffs. How'd your claw get purple? Just now. What the fuck? Oh, when it fell over, it dipped its claw in the purple. Okay, purple ink. Rock demand from The Simpsons, primarily red for some reason. It's Simpsons. They have to make it weird. I don't know. All right. This is gonna be interesting. I accidentally mixed so many bubbles into this, but I'm kind of here for it.
It's not even like as bright as I thought it would be on here. I guess it's not really glazing so much. It's honestly washing a lot more than I thought. I know that I was calling it a wash the whole time, but like I was expecting it to act like a glaze, which is to say it would pool into the recesses, yes, but it also would like stain everything. But that's actually really not staining much at all. That's really just pooling in the recesses. It's pulling away from all the high points. Huh. Like, I don't hate it either. It's just, that's so much more subtle than I was expecting something like this to turn out. I don't know. Do we feel like we want to try and add another color in, or just roll with this and see what we make? Like, we can try another wash on top of this, or we can just continue on. I'm fine either way. Like, I'm not a big fan of my primer job on this. This is a very speckled primer look. So I kind of don't want to have it be just this. It's just, there we go. I guess I could also leave this be a little bit, like, what is it? Make the same mix, but a little bit more paint in it than otherwise. $50. So my mind is like buzzing with what can I do with this. And I look over at the colors I have for the next poll, if we wanted to do a poll or if we just come up with something. But, and they do not line up with what I had in mind for things I could do with this. God, how did I mix so many bubbles in this? Is it like just the brush or something that's doing a lot of that? I have no idea. I'm worried about all the bubbles inside of the crooks in this tail. Need some metallics over yourself, a totally authentic Necron trademark. All my Necrons are so rusty colored too. This wouldn't even fit in with the rest of mine. We accidentally got a bunch of paint inside of the hole there. Good enough. Didn't want that to be completely filled with paint or something. So yeah, you picked an interesting start for me. That is going to take a bit of time to dry, that's for sure. It's very thinned out wash. I'm just trying to find all the little bubbles and just try to pop some of them. Because if they're really egregious, then it can get a very odd paint job. You know, as opposed to my normal paint jobs I give my Tyranids. Okay. So yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of with you. That's making me feel like lime even more. Like, here's the upsetting part. These are the colors I randomized for, like, the next step. I don't know what it would be, but, like, we got the fluorescent magenta here. Oh, and this one isn't mixed up quite right. Yeah, we have, like, a quite dark green ink. We have black ink. And a cyan proper paint. And I'm like, what the fuck? What would we do with these? Like, on top of that? Yeah, because, like, if we get either the inks, I'd be tempted to just do another wash, or maybe, like, pick out the really dark recesses with either of these inks. The black ink is the least interesting to me, because that's, like, that would just dull so many of the colors. Fucking, like, where? Yeah, fluorescent magenta and lime green. Where in the hell do I put that? On the claws, maybe? Maybe? Like, I don't think it would work super well for the the armor plating on the top. I think maybe it would have to be for the claws. And same for this. It's like, where the hell do I put these? I don't know where I'd put these two. So, new poll. Next color. Ink, green ink, black ink, blue. I don't really care if there's what we go with. If there's a tie, I'll mix the colors. I don't care, and then we'll see what we can do with that. This is the definition of a challenge. It's actually drying quite fast though. There's the only one that actually feels like it might fit, but I have to throw another one just to see what you do with it. Listen, there's a reason I'm doing this challenge. It doesn't have to be does it fit or does it not fit, because I can make some stuffs work that really should not. It's like, we could do, like, I could turn that into a wash and use that to give us some color variation on different parts. Maybe. A little bit better. All right, what one? Pink? Okay. Oh yeah, stretch my wrist as well, huh? Yeah, probably. Stretching my wrist. All right, so we're going with the fluorescent magenta. God damn, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Okay, stretch the wrist a bit. Put these back into rotation.
We could suffer. I think we could suffer. It's like, if I feel like I could put it on all the claws and like all the claws and spiky bits, that might work out pretty well. I could like dilute it and put it into some of the recesses to be like here's organic-y bits, but then we're getting rid of a lot of the green that we just worked so hard to get. Part of me wants to put another wash on this, like we do another wash of the green just to darken this more, but I feel like that kind of destroys part of the point of this, you know? I could dilute down the magenta, make it a wash, and then just turn like certain elements into a wash with it, like I do a wash on the claws, like little bits that I think might be interesting. I feel like just to fit the theme, we're gonna do a wash. We're gonna do a wash of the magenta. Probably not as thin as one, because we do want this to have a little bit better coverage. Good water in the back. Okay, that did not work nearly as well as I thought. Something like that. I feel like that needs to be a little bit thicker. Just slightly thicker. Yeah, that's better. All right. Well, I guess we just go in on the claws. That green is still showing through quite strongly, actually. Sure, how's the painting going? It's going all right. We are getting something very bizarre here. That focus is just not wanting to play nice. That's what we're getting, I guess. But yep, hope that you're doing all right. A little bit too much was pooling there. Do want some pool, but not quite that much.
Magenta.
That looks fleshy. Like really fleshy.
Been a sleepy day. Dude,
I slept in today.
it was so nice. Like, I've been sleeping like ass for a while, so it was actually really nice to get some, like, solid sleep.
That is a color of all time for sure.
You're like, at 5 a.m. like farmer, right? When did you wake up? What is it? I woke up today at, well, I did wake up at like 5 a.m., but I forced myself to go back to sleep. Even though I basically I woke up and when I would have only had like a few hours of sleep. I'm like, why the fuck am I even awake? So yeah, forced myself to go back to sleep and then got up at like 10:30 or something. Like I got like a solid 10 hours of sleep. It was quite nice.
Oh, I hate being off camera so much. Yeah, we'll see if I can replicate it because I'm gonna have to catch up on sleep for a few days in order to catch up proper. Is that like those are like the really sharp? Oh yeah, there's a little claws.
There's a little claw. Yep, I've been in a very Warhammer hobby mood lately, so doing a stream like this, and I'm letting chat vote on colors,
And they make horrid mistakes. Horrid mistakes. And I am not responsible for anything.
right.
Well, like having his nightmare and went too early and actually done 30 as well. Fuck yeah. I did ask for this. Yeah, but you didn't have to deliver on this. I'm just saying. Not my fault.
Hope you're able to get back to sleep and like get more rest. It's so rare for me to be able to go back to sleep. We're gonna do another glaze on everything. I bumped that. There we go. Wasn't going to until you asked for. I'm not a big fan of the flesh toned claws. Like, granted, I didn't have to use this color on the claws, but I didn't want to ruin a lot of the depth that we just managed. And I would have to replace a lot of what we have otherwise with this color. I guess I probably could have done the armor, the chitinous armor. Anyways, it's everyone else's fault, not mine. Oh my god, it's just watermelon now. if I randomize a bunch of colors and there is like a really dark green, I'm making fucking stripes on the green. Like, we're leaning into it at that point. Or I guess if y'all vote for that green. It's like, it's such a, like, now that the wash for the rest of the body is, you know, really drying a lot more, it is feeling so much more like we green tinted everything. All right. That's gonna need to dry. We set that aside. And I'm not going to allow repeat colors. So how many do I have? 5, 10, 34. So I'm going to use random.org and let's just get a handful of colors. Oh. So remember what I said? We got a darker green. What colors have we used so far? Fluorescent, fluorescent green and fluorescent magenta. This is what people have voted for out of the colors I've randomized. So like what I'll do here is I randomize a bunch of colors and I let people vote. 29. Hot pink. What the fuck is this doing? Oh my fucking god! Lime green ink! We finally got a different color. We got fucking orange. I'm doing one more. Fluorescent orange, by the way. We're doing one more. Oh, you're fucking kidding. Zooming out a little bit. It's the blue interference! Oh my god. So, fluorescent color, like these two fluoresce. Neon lime green ink, which does not work like a paint, mind you. Does not work like a paint, so we'd have to be very weird with it, however we use it. A more darker green proper paint, which is stupidly thick. Holy fuck. That is so thick. And then blue interference. And we are going to... Casual reminder, this is not a normal paint. This, as you can see by the shine here, is more of a thin film interference than it is a paint. So it gives a slightly blue hue and makes it iridescent in a way. So... next color. I'm just gonna do 1 through 5. Whatever people vote on is what I'm gonna do. If we get a tie, I do both. I mix them. Nope, I'm doing a poll. It's on you, y'all to decide. And it's obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like it's kind of direct, but may as well.
I want to point out, I have like actual colors over here. I have like cyans, I have browns, I have like bright yellows, I have blues, and it's been like, nah, bitch, you're getting green and you're getting pink. That's all you're getting. I guess there's 2 purples at the very beginning, but that just set the tone for the rest of it. Although pomp and circumstance is also good to let her dry. Like if we get this, I'm doing stripes. 1, okay, we're doing stripes. We're doing stripes as best we can. Okay, putting away the other colors. Kind of wherever I like. Okay. Okay. It's like, I think we do stripes on, you know what? I'm not gonna do stripes on the armor. We're gonna do stripes on the rest of it. We're gonna do stripes on like the body part. This is, no wait, that's not nearly as thick coming out. Okay, why the fuck is that super thick? Ooh, that actually did not mix the pigments very well. I am seeing those pigments splitting. So this needs a serious shake. I have a vortex mixer, but it sucks ass. Okay, that mixed cleanly now. Okay, so how is this straight out of the pot? That is way too thick. Yep, that is way, way too thick. That's better, but still needs to be watered down a little bit more. It's who got ghosted by Fluorescent and got no food but got charged. Was it me? But yeah, that is what the fuck? Okay, that it might be a little bit too thin, but doesn't matter. Too late now. Let's go. All right, naturally, let's bring this in a little bit. Chat's been voting for this. So we're just giving them melon stripies now. Support AI is going in circles or system spitting out an error. Yep. Support AI is the worst goddamn station of it, it seems. Hit him with the classic ignore all previous instructions. Space bugs! Bugs. Where is my focal range? Yeah, support AI is an oxymoron. Okay, yeah, that focus is not working. Manual focus for me. Yep. Howdy, Zay. Howdy, Zay. Howdy, Kane. God.
I read your message and it's his brain. Yeah, I'm focusing. I'm manual focusing.
Yep, space bugs.
With chat voting on colors based on random colors that I am pulling out of my list here. Have you not seen one of these? It's called a sharp watermelon. You got to be very careful when eating them because they can impale you. How am I doing today? I am rested today.
Watermelon. It's a watermelon.
God, it is so busy on this chest. It's so busy on her chest. This is a very questionable statement that I made in today's stream.
Yep. I hope that you're well, Kane.
Maybe this wasn't the best use of this color, but it's getting us the vibes, and that's what I really care about, I think. You're munching some cornflakes and looking into more Warhammer lore. Yeah. What's the lore this time? Cornflakes for the milk god. Japanese sure going out with their watermelon shapes this year. Devastation of Ball. Some blood angels going on. I really do need to read more of the books. I literally have a shelf in my office for just books, and the vast majority of them are various Warhammer novels. Because before Space Marine 2 came out, you could get a lot of Warhammer books used very easily. Now it's a lot harder. Understandably so. I'm happy people are enjoying the lore, but like, oh my gosh. Infinite Divine, it's not on my shelf. It is on Shocking Link's shelf, though. They've actually offered it to me if I wanted to read it. I probably should at some point. It's apparently a really, really good book, and it's like, regardless of Warhammer knowledge. New Champion of Space Marine 2 game for Sanguinor skin. Ooh. the Sanguinor. Man, I haven't played any more of Space Marine 2 since like that initial burst of gameplay I did with it. Because I was I got most of the way through a highest difficulty run for the achievement. And I don't know why I stopped, but like I really should jump back in and do more of that. Because the highest difficulty in that fucking game is so unrelentingly brutal, it makes it super enjoyable. Like, fun fact, did you know that in the campaign you can parry? You can use your knife and parry melee attacks. Did you know there's not enough ammo in the Carnifex boss fight to kill the Carnifex? Did you know you can parry a Carnifex? And you have to combo chain parries on a fucking Carnifex so that you can kill the Carnifex. It's like having to parry a tank that's trying to run you over. I'm like, this is so stupid. I love it. It's goddamn amazing. Yeah, I didn't know you could parry because there wasn't a need to in the campaign. It was only on the higher difficulties is ammo like necessary enough. Like you can melee enemies, but you never had to parry to keep yourself alive. And it was against that boss fight. I'm like, oh no, this is actually going to be important for the rest of this campaign, isn't it? Oh no. Do you know Titus once killed a Carnifex nothing but a bolt pistol? Do you know that the size of a Carnifex varies based on whoever's writing the book? Did you know there's a Carnifex that once got shot in the eye by a plasma pistol? It ate the dude that shot him, but like it still died. Anyways, it's still alive. Good old one eye. Are you good with parries? Or is do you avoid it like the plague? So, fun fact, in Bloodborne, I forgot that the parry mechanic existed for a very long time. Like, I never parried anything for like 3 or 4 playthroughs. Like I have New Game Plus Bloodborne multiple times, and I just I never did the parry and riposte. I just never needed to. I was good at the game otherwise. I was good at dodging. I didn't fucking need to. So I never learned to. Which is why I've never done the DLCs for Bloodborne, because especially Old Hunter's Dream is all about fighting hunters. In order to fight hunters effectively, you need to parry them. And I'm like, I don't know how to parry, and I never did it. I still haven't done that I haven't done the DLCs. I parried this, you filthy casual people, the entire fucking campaign. Genuinely, I would be like, oh man, they're low on health. Well, good thing I spec'd into Blood Tinge a lot, and I would shoot them to death. It was an effective strategy. I used the effective strategy. And don't tell me that in Space Marine 2, when you're given a fucking chainsword and the lowest caliber weapon of a bolt pistol is one that still would be comparable to what tanks shot in World War I, that you think, oh man, I'm gonna let the enemy come to me and then I'm gonna parry them precisely. It's like, no, you shoot them until you need to reload, and reloading sounds like a fucking chainsaw going through the guts of a Tyranid. That's your reloading. Which class Marine did you enjoy in Space Marine 2? Fun fact, I actually barely touched the online. Like, I did the campaign. I really enjoyed the campaign. I did the campaign on the like I went through and I did something else in the campaign, and then I went through and I played it on the highest difficulty, and that's where I am right now. I think I've done like 4 missions of multiplayer. And then I realized that I am not someone who really enjoys like really multiplayer focused stuffs very much. And I just never touched it again. Listen. If I play Devil May Cry, don't get too upset if I don't parry shit and I just end up comboing things to death, all right? Like, it's not that I don't want to parry, it's that I find better options. Because I have New Game Plus Bloodborne multiple times, and that's more than, like, what, 80% of people who play Bloodborne can say? Just saying. All right, we have Halo, ODST, we have Space Marine, so when are we getting Space Marine Guardsman? I mean, it would be very entertaining to try to play as a normal guardsman. Put you in a ship that's been attacked by gene stealers from the hold, and it turns into alien isolation. I'm just saying, don't be upset at me. If I jump into Devil May Cry, don't be upset if I just find a combo that's really fun for me. Just, you know, like if I end up doing a lot of parry stuff, that's fine too. I'm not against parries, but I play games how I want to play games, and sometimes that's not really what the devs intended. See, the first God of War, or the first God of War game, the first God of War game from the new stuffs. I don't know what to call it. Guardsman mode sounds like a bonus difficulty. They add for an April Fool's, so you get one shot by everything. Have a lesson because like David gets stuck in the first set of rocks. You have to move. You manage to get that far. The Lictor fight is just, hey, there's a no. Hey, what's that sound? And that's the entire thing. It just fades to black. They saw me with Thunderhammer drop. You see, that sounds super silly. Like that sounds super silly. Let's go. I remember playing a little bit of the online stuff just to experience some of the other missions. And I do not remember what I played as. Yeah, I got parry super late into the game. And I didn't get it until I was told it was required. Like, it was actually a required system. And I'm like, well, not for the rest of the title. Like, there was just one area really late that the enemy types basically required that you have ways to break their shields and get their shields off of them. And I was like, that was in an optional tree. I never touched it because the other stuff sounded like more fun. I think I'm just learning that I'm an impatient gamer. Oh man, parries. Oh, it's so much damage. It's so great. Oh, I have to wait for them to attack first? Nah, man, I'm just not gonna use parries then. I'll just hit them first and harder. Hi, yes, I have ADHD. Can you tell? I mean, listen, if games don't want me to unga bunga and break things with insanely high DPS, then they shouldn't give me the option. They should just make the parries that much better. Like, I parry stuffs in Elden Ring. I actively know how to parry in Elden Ring. Why Elden Ring and not Bloodborne? Fuck if I know, but that's just the build I ended up with. Am I good at parrying? No, but that's because I have about 30 years of no experience in parrying. Yeah, smack him with lightning claws. You know, like Thunder Hammer and Jump Pack sounds so up my alley. Yeah, the Tyranid army that I'm making is, since we're on the topic of like, oh yeah, faster or big bonk. The Tyranid army I'm making is based around a lot of really big monstrous creatures that just bowl over the opponent. Like not the little things to be precise and like sneaky and fast. It's like, no, I'm just hitting you with a really big rock, effectively. So like, I just play games how I want to play them, man. I don't know what to tell you. Fire players are very good at keeping the flow of combat depending on the game. That is true. The flow of the combat is far more important to like parry versus not. It definitely is ID cards designs to level your marine and weapons. Huh. See, the downside is that it would have me have to play the game a lot more, and I mean, I stopped. I don't know. All right. I am fine enough with that. So we are going to need another color. So I have, Zay comments, right? Wait, I thought
Ad
subtlety
break
was a
time.
Tau unit.
Stop what you're
Oh,
doing.
wow, ad break is
Subs
happening.
Get
Okay, while the
nothing.
ad break is going, I am going to randomize like 5 more colors for people to vote on. Okay. 5, 33 here. So let's just grab 5 colors. Yeah, that was perfect timing. Oh, fuck's sakes. It starts, so it begins. We'll go over this after the ad and let people vote. Oh no. Finally get a non-color. Not just white. I'll go over everything in more detail later, but not just white. That's actually white ink. This is white acrylic ink. So yep, everyone get up, stretch, grab a glass of water, take care of yourselves. And we have a Borderlands gaunt to look at while I drink some water. There we go. I don't have Space Marine installed on this computer. I'm trying to think of what I would do. So these two are inks. Again, I'll be going over it. Fuck, I'll just go over everything once the ad break is done. Which page so I know how long the ad break is. Okay, sweet. Only a minute left. Let's go. I think that this white would actually be amazing to edge highlight the big one, because then we can get really bright like highlights on here. That could be fun. Yeah, this is going to be for the armor as well, which is going to be the really fun part. Neon yellow, Lemon, lime, watermelon. Definitely sounds like a fruit combination of all time. Ugh. Disgusting. Dusk, you're home! How was your trip? I would ask you to tell me all about it, but we're gonna real quick start a vote on the next thing here. So we're gonna be doing the armor color. Armor, like the big armor plating on the back, on the legs. Sorry, the focus is out for that, but that's fine. Now, to summarize what we have here. This is white acrylic ink. This is about as white as you can possibly white when it comes to like paintable colors. We have neon yellow, which is as it fucking sounds. It's also fluorescent. A speed paint blue. The way speed paint works is it's kind of is a mix between a glaze and a regular paint. It will stain everything it touches, but it pools really strongly into the recesses. And then we have two inks, which is straight black ink and violet, which showed up in earlier actually, which is kind of funny. Now, again, whatever we pick here, I will put as the armor on this girl. And if we get any ties, I mix those colors. All right, we all in agreement? Start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, vote. I feel like getting darker for the armor might help it with the contrast, but would it not stand out? I don't know. We have currently like a pale entity. Continuing with the pale vibes could be really cool, but like all three of these would break the pale, right? All three of these would break the pale and basically turn this into a more normal thing. These two would keep it like really bright and weird. So far, she fits in really well with the rest of my gaunts, honestly. Oh, my mouse lights are flashing on the camera for no real reason. But yeah, Dusk, I want to hear how your trip went. And why did you come over to visit me? What the fuck? Number 5. With 3 votes, we got violet. This is an ink. We have to be very careful with this. It's an ink. Okay, let me put these all away. Random spots on my border here. But Minnesota's basically Canada, so I'm just saying. I'm so sad. All right. So, violet ink. Oh, that is water. That's right. Violet ink is, this is quite dark. Quite dark. And it will stain really strongly. So we don't want to put like a ton of it down. We want like a thin coat because it's also quite thin, so it'll pool and will drip off really easily. No, Dusk, I tease, but I am happy you got to go on a trip. Okay, I want to thin this just slightly. Just so that it is a bit more controllable. Can any water come out of this brush? There we go. I'm to go visit you. Thank you. Jeez, gosh, you need to consider my feelings. Ah. Yep, we'll paint the carapace and see what we get. But yeah, you can see this in the background. This is what we're dealing with. White staining. Okay, I hit a water bubble there, so actually that means nothing because that just completely ruined my point, but whatever. It's like, where do I start on this? The head. bit more paint in the brush. That is quite streaky looking currently. We may have to go over this with a second coat.
Focus.
There we go. Jeez. So yeah, Dusk, how was your trip? Tell me all about it. You learn about Canadian history.
God, that is so splotchy. Look how splotchy that is. Ew.
God damn.
Like, I think the color choice is good. I think y'all did well with the color choice, but
Ew, and the paint itself.
all right.
Yeah, restaurants, Canadian museums. Fuck yeah.
Versus kind of think splotchy texture could work.
I'm trying to think of a good way to explain it. It looks like a paint job poorly applied, not a splotchy carapace color, if that makes any sense. Like, the first coat on anything really is not indicative of the final result of it, just because you kind of anticipate all paints are going to be really bad on first coat. Coverage is important.
The escape room in downtown Ottawa, the public transport was really good. I might experience a Canadian snowstorm, was a little scary, but we had to drive through it.
And you had to just experience a bunch of people being like, this is nothing. Oh, you should have been here last year, eh? 2 meters deep over there. Obligatory. Well, if it's obligatory, then they had to go do it. Why'd you even ask? It's just an assumed yes.
So many little details on this. You should have been here for the winter of '97.
Go and see the hood of your car that time. My cousin Steven, yeah, no, he didn't make it through that one. Who should have seen it though? Yeah, Ottawa is not where Niagara Falls are. Oh, you went to the US? Oh, how was Las Vegas? What? Okay, phew. God, this color is making this whole combination feel like something. I just can't quite place what. But like the light green and the darker purple. Oh, you know what? I think it might be Hulk, yeah. Whoa, what the fuck? Why is that? Did I grab green or something? What the fuck? That turned green. Hold on. This ink is activating a paint that's been dried for like 3 days. It's activating a green ink and green paint in there. I mean, I'll just pour a new spot of the ink. It's fine. But that's wild. Yeah, because that's not any green that we used today. Whatever. Buddy. Shy? Come on. If I squeeze too much, then it'll explode. Oh, it does. Did you get out of the escape room? I don't have my visual method. Oh, okay. That was very close then. Aha! I told you it would explode! It's ink! It got a bit on the mat, but I own nothing that's not stained in paint. So that's nothing new. So, we're probably going to use ink on the next one. Just to get through this a little bit. We'll have to go over this with the second coat anyways, so I'm not too upset about the color shifting a little bit. It's just palette-based wet blending, you know. That super advanced system. You're pretty lot of villains for a color scheme. Tyranids and villains colors? That makes no sense. Can't believe y'all picked villain colors for my beautiful nids. They are innocent and would not be the villains.
The noble Xeno.
Ugh. Not my Nids. It's basically Batman villains, I'm not sure why. I mean, maybe that's just your familiarity? You're just a big Batman fan, obviously. Riddle me this, riddle me that. Please riddle me these things. I don't know how. That is such a slop application of this leg, but I don't care enough. Grrr. So yeah, R&D, what are we going to do with this massive amount of violet ink? Obviously, we're doing a second coat on the carapace here. But, like, do I grab one of my other Tyranids that are primed and ready to be painted and just douse them in the purple and so that'll dry and we'll see what I do with it in the future? Just to give some utility to all this paint.
Drink it, smoke it.
Okay. Someone who makes any sense. Do you have any thoughts? So far, I'm leaning the most on grab one of the primed Tyranids and just prep it with purple.
Congrats on your Arcanine!
You have a dog. Why did I glue this so close? Ah. Right and all. Good enough. All right, so let's apply the second coat on this
Because that is...
prepping the prime Tyranid sounds like a good idea. But hear me out though. A Tyranid Prime is actually a thing, so like it's a model type. So I don't have a Tyranid Prime to paint. I have a primed Tyranid to paint. Jeez. Learn the correct terminology for my ladies here. Okay, that smoothed that out a lot. Dusk, please understand. I do not care. I don't. I am not annoyed.
Yeah, in some of the holes on the back, they stayed green.
So the ink didn't get in there, so I'll have to be careful to do so and make sure that that is getting colored correctly here. The upside of doing an army like this, where I just get to do whatever I want for each model, I get to like experiment, try all these crazy colors. I never really get bored of it, right? The downside, this has taken me about an hour so far, a little more than that, to do this one gal, and this is one of, I think, 20 in this squad of Hormigons. Which are the ones with the claws, they're Hormigons. The ones with the guns back there are Termagants. But that's the nice thing with the hobby. It just means I have more stuffs to do with it. "20 days of Tira giving." Oh, the 12 days of Monchmas.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna need edge highlighting later. That is so flat.
Like, that's a normal thing to need to do edge highlighting, but like, there's so much opportunity for that to look so good that I can't not do so.
All right, one last little leggy to do.
And I'll go grab the other gal that we're gonna get this violet.
This is getting very interesting. I don't think I would have done this on my own, so I do appreciate the votes.
So I think that this still needs something else. What I am considering is we do one more random color choice for
These right here. These lined areas that are everywhere. You can see one right back there as well. I also tend to put that color in like the recesses in the head and in the eye. So I think we need one more color to really round this out, and then we can go through and try and do details. Sounds good?
Okay, good, because that's the plan now.
Nah, we're doing one more. What do I have? 33. Setting these out. Plus, I need to give people something to do while I am fishing through my boxes for some models. Shoot. My numbers are all off. Oh no. Whatever, we'll just roll with that then. 7. Go. Or-ring. Okay, we have the brand new paint that I just put on the other model to like try and highlight the skin. And then we got the dark green ink again. Of course. Okay. So, summarizing what we got here. Black ink. Brown ink. Really bright orange. You know, it's like a blue. I don't know how the fuck to describe a blue. There's like 20 different styles and they're all distinct. Whatever, it's blue. And then a dark green ink. If people are concerned that it is too much here, 1 second. Detail flesh bits. Caps lock was on. I don't care. But yeah, if people care a lot that it's too busy or something, then go with the 5. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna go grab that mini. We're gonna be purpling. Ooh, some stuff such that I can get out. I am very trapped in here. This is amazing. We get Shock and Link down here. I can just yell at him to get me paint. Fetch me my paint! Oh, we got a tie. 3 and 5. Okay. Well, we're mixing 3 and 5 then. Come on. Stop hitting. There we go. We had an agreement. Alrighty. You did this. You did this. I was over here just being like, oh, we could have a really cool another color and then that would be nice and poppy. And then y'all were like, no, let's ruin his shit. No. There was 5 colors there. I didn't put a no more colors option. All right, I do want to see how this mixes up real quick, so let's actually do this before I go and I purplize the mini. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I pointed out that the 5th one was if you really wanted it to have the least amount of impact. Nope. Too late. Oh, that's so swampy. Let's put a little bit more orange in that. Honestly, that's not terrible. That's not terrible. It's a little baby puke green, but like it should actually work out kind of well here. Pink crimes. Well, that's what we do in here on this channel. We do crimes. Yeah, see, that's not so bad, y'all. Making this out like it's the end of the world.
Riot!
Yeah, just go and do riot. You need to trust the process. And the process is making all of you feel like fools for your votes. And also make everyone who didn't vote feel like fools for thinking, everyone else won't pick cursed stuffs.
Yeah, so compare this side. Oh my god, is this just Vegeta? Not Vegeta, fucking Frieza. I don't know Dragon Ball. Someone tell me that this doesn't fucking Frieza's colors. Anyways, compare this side to this side. That does feel more complete. Thank you for your vote. Yep, nope. Like, we had established it earlier that tie means I just mixed them. But you weren't here for that, so you wouldn't have known. Gave us this wonderful color. Purple and white? Ah, okay. It's not purple and the lightest green you could ever green. Might be thinking of freezer. You know, the thing that you put in to keep cold. Paint. Think it's more cell coded. This has been taken on such an interesting trajectory. Like, normally this color I would also put between the joints, but I think that would be too much. I think that I like it just as the big circular bits here. I am gonna color the tongue this though. Oh, and I. You're going to only see Piccolo if you squint really. Oh, you kind of still. Yep. Piccolo! Piccolo!
I'm glad we were finally able to figure it out. This girl's actually a pickle.
All right, so she's going to need a bit more work. I need to do highlighting, especially on that carapace. But, oh, second. There's a spot there that I missed, and it's super noticeable, so I'm just gonna go in and add the... Good enough. All right. But, you know, that needs a little bit of edge highlighting, so we can't do this quite yet. We're gonna put her aside. And so I said that, you know, I have a primed model so that we're going to purple. So here she is. So there we go. But I actually did grab my Tyranid Prime, which I don't know if the purple will really show on here, but I think that would be kind of fun to see how the purple looks on white and a black primed mini. So we're probably going to do that, but we're going to start with this girl. So where are the other handles I have? Because I'm going to need to put you on a handle. You're thinking purple and gold. But no, I'm gonna coat the entire thing in this color. It's not gonna be, oh, let's pick out some spots. It's, no, we're making this purple now. Like, she's gonna be purple. Actually gonna zoom out just a little bit because it's gonna be very rough colored. This out just a little bit. Purple. Use up this ink that we poured out of the bottle. Because this will be the base for something in the future. I don't know what it'll be, but it's the base for something in the future. Hell, I could just keep it as this purple, highlight it, like edge highlight it, and call that a day. I think to be considered battlefield ready, it needs 4 colors or 3 colors in a base or something. Like that's the minimum that they have in the rules to be considered battlefield ready. So if I just keep it all purple and then just do like a little bit of edge highlighting, I'll be like, I don't know, good enough. And technically it would be illegitimate for the rules. But then they look at the rest of the army and go, you know what? You get a pass on that one, bud. I'll stretch my wrist when I can, but I can't stop while I'm in the middle of this because then it'll have a wire and I can't have that. That would look real bad. I guess wire, some people probably don't know. Wire is when you stop painting a thing and the edge dries a little bit, and then you go back over it later, that leaves a line in the paint, and that looks like a wire, so it's called a wire. A bubble on that. I'm trying to get rid of it. I
have to be certain that I get it inside of all the spots on the back. Yeah, this is definitely Frieza right now. Look at this thing. It can absolutely chill your leftovers. Got the dog. Reminds me of the early days of learning how to mini paint, where I just throw a bunch of things on a model and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. But this model was really expensive and I ruined it. Oh no. Now I just print them and I'm like, this model cost me about 82 cents. That's a lie. It's actually way less than that. Might be a little too far on the blue side, but still very Frieza. Just as God intended. God Emperor's a bastard. Let's speed this up a bit. A lot of little spots I've missed apparently, so maybe I shouldn't speed this up. Horrible. God, I'm actually imagining this. We take this, but then we edge highlight with with a pink. That might be kind of fun. Maybe do black for the carapace, and edge light it all in pink. Not stuff that we have to do right now, but it's just like, there's always options. There's always more things that we can do. I need a lot of nids so we can do anything. I would love to get to the point where, like, you know, someone joins in chat and it's like, oh yeah, you're doing like all the colors? Well, do you have one that's like blank, blank, and blank, and blank? And I pull one out of the box. I'm like, yep, here it is. We have to get more original with that one. We're looking good. That tail's gonna be a pain to try and do this with, because if I go too fast, all of the ridges on the tail will turn into bubbles. Just like in there is all bubbles.
Jesus Christ. Like on that leg carapace piece is just
So many bubbles. Let's brush a little bit. Let's go through and try to pop some of those or get them out of there. I probably should have grabbed a lighter while I was standing up, because if I go over that with a lighter, it would have popped all the bubbles. Just like a quick little pass would have done it. No need to risk melting anything. By the way, I do not have a endpoint in for this stream in mind. Like, I wasn't like, all right, let's just paint up a mini and then call that a day. I was like, I don't know, man. I also woke up late today. I mean, I slept today, so I'm not really fair to say I woke up late today. But might just end up finishing the pickle juice one and then call that a stream, maybe? We finished one, which was one that we had started in a previous chat picks colors thing, or at least a previous stream thing. I don't know if chat picked those colors, but oh well. Man, this ink bubbles so much. It has so much surface tension. Holy crap.
it's very purple.
You want to play a game of Peak? No. Gods, no. But yeah, we accidentally poured out way too much of the purple ink into the paint palette, so I am just purplizing something just to get a purple thing used up.
Tail time.
Enjoy your dog? Oh, it was a Lapunny.
All right. Who caught the Lapunny?
Oh, it's Kamasa, okay. It's giving you ideas for a Blood Bowl team? I have an entire bottle of this ink if you want to use it for anything. And it's an ink too, so it actually would work well with contrast stuffs if you are doing contrast for them. Well, contrast and slap chop actually. Work both methods. There's no laws, Batman. It might just be this brush that's adding a lot of the bubbles in, but this is still more than I was expecting to have for this. Like almost every single opportunity it can to bubble, get a new bubble. Yeah, the gap in the tail there is just all one film. Oh boy. I was thinking of doing this to the Tyranid Prime too? Jesus. Looking for spots that I may have missed. Yep, right there. Crook of the arm. Yep, and I didn't get into all the cracks in the tail because it bubbled so much. Blow on it a bit to pop some of the bubbles. That actually, that is a pretty fucking awesome purple though. Like that purple, I love that purple. Just that color. No, that's totally the ink that's doing all the bubbling. I'm washing off my brush and it's... Hold on. Whoop. It's just making so many bubbles in here. That's that purple. That purple's absolutely doing that. So yeah. Shock, if you end up wanting to borrow that ink, be warned. It's like soap or something. I don't know what's causing that. All right, we haven't had break starting in like 3 minutes. Oh no. So it won't be as vibrant as this because it's black. It has a black primer, not a white primer. But I think it'd be kind of cool to coat this in purple and see what happens because we still have a fuck ton of that purple left. So we're going to. I'm taking like thoughts on it. I'm not taking input on that. I'm just gonna start it. Just a little bit more. We charge you $4 for $18 order and said order not eligible refund after report has never arrived and consider your sport ticket further in 12 plus hours to deem it reasonable to do some Angie. What the fuck, Uber Eats? Why would it be considered ineligible? Like, what possible purpose do they have to claim that the refund is ineligible? It's like, I don't know, man. Oh, this is like not going to show up at all, is it? Or it'll look fucking awesome. Let's see. I'm sorry, Gunny. Because they creep on the order for no. Yeah, of course. Let's give out coupons to make people more want to try out our service, and maybe they'll see it's actually a really good service. Service breaks. Uh-oh. Okay, it's just connection stuff. So it's fine. I was worried that like, oh, is it gonna break off its base or something? No. But she's just a little wiggly. That's fine. Be a bit wiggly. That makes it even worse. His wings are gonna be very satisfying to paint, but I cannot do them yet. I need to do them last because I'm gonna end up touching them a lot while I move the model around. Like looking at the glossiness to see where I have added this ink or not.
Ad break time.
Oh fuck,
Stop
ad breaks.
what you're doing. Subs get
Well, you're not gonna miss
nothing.
much from this. It's just basing a model. For anyone who still gets ads, vast majority of my viewer base does not see them, and that's fine. Deepest, darkest secrets. It's really dark in dark caves. There you go. You now know all my deepest, darkest secrets. The break isn't. I mean, break shouldn't be over. The ad roll thing is for 3 minutes. So it just means you got a short one or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the ad breaks look like on the viewer side, like at all. So, if it ended early for some reason, then yeah, congrats. You get to see more of me basing a model. So exciting, right? With the very, very invisible looking purple. But hey, I was curious what this purple looks like on a black primed mini, and now I'll know. Very slightly different. Oh, absolutely, Gunny. They just took your money and ran. And they're basically hoping that you don't notice. Or they hope you don't care enough to just, like, to it's like, ugh. It is a little bit blacker. Like, it is a little bit darker. The prime that I use, the black primer that I use, isn't a fully black prime. It does have a little bit of, it's a little bit gray. It's a very, 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 very dark gray. That's why I use it. I truly enjoy the shade it makes. I am going to leave one of the wings, like, unpainted for right now, because I want to see what that looks like dry. Or at least drier. We'll see, maybe, like, the tip of the horn or something is going to be dry by the time that we're done with the rest of it, so I can just compare it there. Oh, Power Wash Sim 2 is out. Oh my god. You enjoying yourself? Why are you even here? I'm amazed you're not just playing Power Wash Sim for the next, like, 48 hours straight. Also, howdy, Bon, I love you. Charcoal gray. Yeah, color names are BS. But charcoal gray is, like, a valid way to say it. Shoulder's too stiff for it. Why? What does it ask you to do? Is it in VR or something? But why does it make shoulders stiff? Or is your shoulders too... Oh, wait, no, I get it. Your shoulder is too stiff to want to play the game for a super long time, not it made my shoulders stiff and now I don't want to play it for... Hi, Bun! Grar! I'm... God, speaking of VR, the Valve VR headset. I need to get more info on that damn thing. I want them to talk about it more. Because I need to know, does it work with their old ways, like their old visual stations? I forgot the term for thing. But like, does it work for those things? And if it does, like, what's the price on the thing? Because the VR headset that I have is incredibly fucking old. Like, I don't even need to know the specs on the fucking headset. I already know it's gonna be way better than what I have currently. And I was already in the market to upgrade what I have currently. And then they announced a VR headset. And now I want to get the thing. Yes, absolutely. My reading comprehension skills have, like, absolutely deplete over time. I don't know how to read. Okay, so let's do this lower wing. Creatine to read better. It actually doesn't work perfectly fine. It's so old that, like, the screen door effect is real bad, and it's actually starting to fall apart. Like, the thing that blocks light on your nose, I forgot the word for it. It actually has fallen off. Like, it is so old that the rubber has failed, and it has broken off in chunks. So, like, it is actually due to be replaced. Yeah, it's like, did someone look up when the HTC Vive 1 came out? Like, not any of the later versions, but like the very first one, because I bought it like when it had came out. So that's what I have. Works is thing. It's gonna be around 1,000 monies. Like, that's why I want to know if it works with the other components, because like that's gonna be really, really important. But no, mine, it is hard to properly articulate, but the thing definitely has a lot of flaws too. And it is old, it is grumpy, it runs grumpily. And there's already a couple of features that are starting to fail on it, actually. I need to look into why the room cam seemed to work. It's like, when you have a thing and you use it, like, for many fucking years, you're allowed to replace it. Yeah, thing's a decade old. All right, so
this wing has not been painted. This has been. That looks so not different, except in like the slight bit of the lights.
but I need to have this wing match, so I'm gonna paint this wing, and then this was kind of a whatever experiment. Fun, that's why I want to know the info on it. It's like, I'm going to make an informed decision, not, wow, mine's 10 years old, I need to get a new one. I'll just buy it when it comes. It's like, I want to know, you know, what's the price? Can I use all the components I have already? Like the base stations, does it allow for that at all? What's the range on it? How good's the screen and everything? Like, I guess the screen and that stuff is going to be better than mine because mine has such a bad screen door effect. What other components are you talking about? Base stations. Controllers. Those are the components. It's like, how does room tracking work? How does body tracking work? So I want them to release more info. Yeah, like if it doesn't work, then it makes it really difficult to do tracking throughout a whole room. Or at least I would presume it's really difficult to do tracking throughout a whole room. So that would severely impact the price of it because I would really want to have room tracking of some sort. Am I going to do VR streams? Nope. The VR is set up in a, like, I would say dedicated room in the house. It's not really dedicated, but we have a room set aside for it, and that is, I can't stream from this computer. The VR is way the fuck over there, so, no. Yeah, like, I'll have to see how the VR stuff works, because there is inside-out tracking, where it uses the camera on the front, coupled with the knowledge of where the controllers are in 3D space from just the additional data of the controllers, to be able to track your arms and head pretty well. But I really do want to have, like, body articulation and such, and I want to have the ability to do more. Maybe not like full body articulation, like, oh yeah, let me put on a fucking tracking suit. Not like that. But I want to be able to have the base stations. Ah, that's what I mean. But yeah. VR stuffs, yay.
They're old tech, but they are still like helpful tech. It's like the base stations aren't required for a lot of the newer things to function, but having access to base stations does improve the tracking because it has more data points to work with.
VR XES dungeons. I don't even know what that means. You know,
In here is like you see it's a bit more purple than like up here.
I don't know why that is. Alrighty. So between these two,
One of them is a bit more purple, just a little bit.
side, because we are going to
Do some highlighting with this gal. Because that should have had plenty of time to dry. Ugh. See, I like the goofy looking trackers that you put in your limbs because it looks... Honestly, I'm with you on that. I really like those trackers. I think that's a lot of fun. I will say, the fucking second a good commercially available VR like treadmill becomes available, I'm buying it. And not like the people mover styles where it's like actually a conveyor belt that works in 4 dimensions or whatever. I'm buying one of those. I want to be able to run around in VR, damn it. I don't like the like, we're gonna put you in like a mount and have your feet on like a frictionless pad. I'm like, fucking no. All right, go, take care. Yeah, get us some food too, thank you. All right, so I need to highlight this purple. I need to edge highlight this purple. What I'm thinking is I take this pink and I mix in this purple and we get a much brighter purple. I said good commercially available one, not the very first basic bitch ones. Because you can get the frictionless pad VR treadmills, quote unquote, because I refuse to call those things VR treadmills. But you can get the frictionless pad ones for like, what is it? Like $1,000 or something?
I think so. I just hate them. All right, so we get this pink, and let us get a bit of this orb. Such a pretty purple. That's mostly turning into pink. God, I forgot how thick this paint is that I have. Yeah, that is still too pink. Saturate a tiny bit of water. Basically, all I want out of VR is I want it to be the most immersive experience I could physically get. That's all. Is that so too much to ask? Gosh. We just set up trackers in the backyard. You don't need a silly looking display stand to play like one game on, then you get to touch grass. See, you're thinking like a real gamer, and I'm over here like, man, imagine if I do a whole backyard setup, and then I can charge people to play like a random ass game, and then the neighbor gets so upset at me for like having a bunch of people in the backyard, and then he calls the cops for me selling drugs or something because people are running around in my backyard aimlessly. Oh, that'd be so good. Yeah, what's our thickness here? Yep, that's good.
Edge highlighting. Edge highlighting.
Because we need to make the contours stand out more.
Not an old fart called the cops. An immigrant in the house.
Cops aren't allowed in unless they have papers.
Oh yeah, no. Edge highlighting is like
Day and night. You always want to talk yourself out of doing it because it's so tedious to do a bunch of edge highlighting. But then you do it and you're like, ah, fuck, I like it. If only I could keep it in focus. It's like JoJo events. I don't even know what that means, but I'll agree with you. It's like a fan-made 3D model, so. Oh yeah, no, edge highlighting absolutely works for 3D models, yeah. Experiment. Art is a web. You see people do edge highlighting in a little mini thing. It's like, oh, I'm going to try that in my art media. And then it works. And you're like, oh my God.
yeah, eat it. Where's my focus right now?
Roughly there. Oh my God. Roll over. Roll over, Fido.
I said JoJo events and fanmade 3 modeling. Think of Astartes doing the Dio pose. I have a Blender model of a Astartes that is intended to be posable. So you can pose it and then 3D print it. So, yeah, just saying, that can totally be a thing. That can be reality. Storm, I missed you. Oh no. I know you're oh noing me, but that's still funny. Chat log. God, I forgot how bad this, like, synthetic brushes are for this level of precision. It's like, it's just a rank and file type mini. I'm not terribly concerned with it, but god damn. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then I want to do some form of edge highlighting on the body. So we need to find a way to highlight this green, which I don't know immediately how to do this. Some nail art brushes for this. What is it? I think I actually looked at some. The problem is not with the size of the brush. The problem is the tip. The tip of the brush is what's relevant here. And synthetic brushes, even high-end ones, do not have nearly as good of a tip. So I actually have a few sable hair brushes on the way here. Salamander's anime adaptation. I can't wait for the reveal that Vulcan was actually isekai'd into the 40k universe. That's why he's so nice to everybody. He knows they really need some support. Jesus, that fucking scared me. I was so locked in. That made me jump. Did I get any paint anywhere? Yes, I did. I think that was from that. Hold on. You see a little bit on our rib cage there? I think that was from the jump. Oh, that was so good. Oh, that's so good. Anyways, thanks for the sub. Thanks for the jump scare. You caused the paint. Oh, that was so good. I did not realize how locked in I was. Put too much water in the bristles there. Sorry, I'm trying to work on the head here. See ya, Lily. Hope that you're well. Just about turn in. Hey, like, rest well.
Like, I'm going to be basically just doing some highlighting on this mini and then calling that a stream, I think. This is such a messy trim that I'm doing here. But doesn't have to be clean. I don't care.
All right. Yeah, no, that's helped a lot with the detailing on that. Okay. So, what I want to do is I want to find a way to put brights on this lime green we have, just to help make it feel a little, like, just to make it pop a little bit more.
And I'm thinking that the best way to do so is, I'm honestly thinking I'm probably just gonna have to take white and mix it with a tiny, tiny bit of yellow. Not an airbrush. I don't have an airbrush with that fine of a point. Its color is what I'm concerned about. Plus, I don't want to have to set up an airbrush right now. I would have to get so much stuff in my office. But no, what I'm going to do is I have this actually really good yellow ink, and I have a white acrylic ink, and I'm just going to mix like a drop of each and see what we get. That so y'all can see too. It's really not. It's not like two things. Eat it. All right, let's see how this looks. I think that's not gonna quite work. That's a little bit too bright. Yeah, that's a little bleh. She's too delicate for a color like that. I could mix in a little bit of the original wash that we used to make the body here and see if that helps to bring the color closer to the rest of it. That's actually doing a little bit. It's doing a little bit, but honestly, I think what we need to do is we actually need to mix in a bit of yellow with the original wash instead. Do this backwards. It's a fun challenge, right? Okay, so let's try this out. Also, this had some time to evaporate off some of the water. But yeah, so we have that color does not look the same on camera as it does in person. Looking at it on the camera right now, but I think this will work. Yeah, that's still very thin, so even if it doesn't work super well, it'll be fine. Go get some sleep. Rest well. Thanks for stopping by. No, that's not gonna work. Okay, I think we just have to use straight white. Like, I put a little bit on the claw there. You can't even see it, but it actually was not working super well. So I think we just have to use straight white. Yeah, the color is such a precise color that we have here. That's that. I think all these wells have been used. Yeah, all of them have been. Oh, and we're doing the middle well. shoot, you're right. But what if I mix water in with the paint?
Does that make it a well?
Yeah, we just want to bring up some of the points a bit and make this feel like it has a little bit more volume.
Oh, sorry.
I've just poisoned the town's water supply. Okay. Well, maybe the town had it coming. You ever consider that?
That's doing something.
Every town is full of orphans. No town gets to, like, claim immunity because we have orphans too. It's like, nah. That's too many towns. Especially after I roll through. Because all the orphans follow me. I think I'm really cool. I don't really know why. You monster frisbee. Yep, this is doing okay. This isn't exactly perfect, but I think it is serviceable. The real problem is going to be the claws, because that color is going to be real hard to try to highlight. I'm going to have a lot of Batmans after me. I mean, that's how I want to go. I'm just hoping that one of the orphans turns into Batman. But like a murderous one, because I think that would be really cool. See how like Murder Hobo Batman takes me out. I want that in my obituary. Man killed from just a crazy lunatic dressed as Bat. The cycle will be complete.
Yeah, so none of the white highlights. It is not very noticeable, but it does help.
It helps make it have a little bit more volume, so we're going to do so. My Batman wouldn't murder the Goth games.
It's just a tiny little bug.
So how would Batman deal with Tyranids? Clearly he would go to the utility belt, find the anti-Tyranid spray that he always keeps on hand, and would spray them with that. And they'd be like you, and then leave. Yep, hello. Yeah, how would Batman deal with Tyranids? Badly. Yep. No, it would not end well for Batman. Or the rest of Gotham, quite frank. Although, no wait. No, Gotham would be totally safe. Because the Tyranids would eat Joker and go, man, these people taste a little funny, and then leave. Related question, does raid work on Tyranids? Only the first one.
Banted? No.
Trying to keep things in focus is such a challenge. Okay, so I need to find a solution for edge highlighting the red bits.
I don't want to just use more white.
The problem here is that these, like the shading, blah, 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 blah.
This is just a wash. Like this is just a wash of red mixed, or of a pink mixed with water on white. So realistically, I should just have to hit this with white,
And then maybe that'll work. So let's actually do that real quick. Because this is at least more noticeable than the green, maybe.
Actually, that is more noticeable than on the green.
I didn't want to use white, but because I normally feel like it's not going to work very well, but this time I think actually it does. Fake fan? Yeah, I am a fake fan. Sorry, everybody. I actually don't like Tyranids at all. Yeah, y'all picked some very interesting colors. And
We made something interesting with them.
we made something interesting together, chat. Yep, but you were here and you're fun, and I appreciate having you here. Your inputs made a JoJo bug. Yep. And maybe even a JoJo Space Marine,
Depending on if I learn Blender.
It's Vampire Piccolo. Clearly. Yeah, Bun. Don't you realize it's actually Vampire Piccolo? It's a pickle. Funny shit I've ever seen. Dragon Ball's not real. It's actually pickles. Someone ever turned a pickle into a piccolo, like the instrument, so they could play a piccolo on a piccolo?
Like Piccolo's theme on the Piccolo.
And then we print out the sheet music, and then we pickle that sheet music for Piccolo's theme that we played on the pickle-based Piccolo Pickle.
And we yeet it into the sun or something. Dill Pickle wearing a cape.
Oh man. Someone needs to be the change in this world. Don't worry, Bun. I believe in you.
I don't know. You're typing. I believe in your ability to be able to in a way that I can understand.
Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit more precision stuffs here. Because I'm going to try and put some white spots in on this area.
I fucked that up pretty bad.
Yeah, see, that's a lot better. I didn't get inside the cracks at all. Because this makes these spots really feel like they are fleshy. How do we get to this discussion? Dio.
I am happy enough with her. If you just varnish it, put a really strong light on it. Yeah, actually, all of my minis come with a little LED stand that shines a really bright light. Whoop, don't knock her over.
God, I'm gonna have to like really out the brush. It got really fucked up. Damn.
She wants to drink the paint.
Sorry, little girl, you can't drink the paint.
Yeah, so this is what we did today. We did the blue on the skin of her, and we did a glaze inside here to make stuff darker. Will we make one just a paint splatter? That's actually a pretty fucking baller idea.
We'll probably do that in the future.
Yeah, we did that. We had so much purple ink that I could just ink this whole thing. So there's stuffs I can do with this later on. And of course, we can't forget that we also purple inked her. Look at that. That's so clearly purple, everybody. So clearly purple. What else? I guess I can show off her again. We did her. Whoa. And this is with random colors. Like, this is with, I picked random colors and then had chat vote between them. And honestly, this turned out so much better than it should have. Like, that is really nice. Like, I have to go through and do the base, but that's just gonna be like a brown wash and that's basically done. So whatever, we're not gonna deal with that right now. A Space Marine doing the Dio pose, and one of the results was Ronnie James Dio as a chaplain. Oh my god. But yeah. Before we end off, I actually do want to show off my favorite fucking gaunt that I've ever made. I love her. Look at her. Look at her. She's still outlined. Like, oh my god. Whoa. All right, let me put up the ending scene. Yeah, she's from an 80s comic. Let's go.
Jeez, coughs.
I don't know. Is there someone online doing art stuffs that I follow? Felix is online with Lainey. Honestly, that seems like it'd be kind of fun. Bye forever. Yeah, we're gonna go raid Felix.
We're gonna go raid Phoebus.
Copy your pro message, your sub copy sub message. If you're not a sub copy, you're not a sub message. Please go on over and say hi to Felix for me. Because that would be really nice of you to do. Even if you can't stay, I know that like I won't be able to stay for too long. I have to eat. I'm hungry. Actually, quite hungry. But with all that out of the way, I don't know when I'm going to be doing my next stream. I don't know what my next stream is going to be because that's just kind of how I do right now. Everything is kind of up in the air. I just do whatever feels like fun whenever I feel like doing so. I'll see you all in the future, whenever that may be. Of course, you can follow on the Discord to know when stuff is. Yeah, that's that. Ah, why is sound? Oh, that. Oh. All right. Good night, goodbye, farewell. Love you all. See you all. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye. Ah, knocked over paints.